Hello and welcome to Quality Time. My name is Habib, and today we're going to spend quality time with Konrad Komnata, the CEO of Nivalit, the company that specializes in healthcare and AI. But above all, we will answer a couple of very interesting questions, like can you have a successful family business in tech? Hey Konrad, how are you?
Hi Habib, nice to meet you. I'm very grateful for invitation to this podcast.
Thanks, man. Tell me more about the tech industry. How did you get into the medcare business?
Two sources, I would say. I'm a computer scientist, so I graduated from computer science on AGH University of Krakow. But also my father is computer scientist. My younger brother is computer scientist also. And my mom is a doctor, so my whole life, the tech and the math blended all the time. So eventually, because I was kind of defending myself, we ended up setting up a family business, joining all of our competences in business, computer science, and healthcare.
So you didn't want to become an engineer, you didn't want to become a doctor. So how come you end up in a medtech industry?
Uh, mm, just imagine my dad's face. I hope he's gonna see it because I wanted to go anywhere, not to the computer science, just because, yeah. A young stupid one.
Okay. So
And
what was your dream when you were a child? Who you wanted to become when you were 5 years old?
come on, firefighter or a policeman, like
Of
all,
course.
all 5 year olds. But later, it was always something about creation, about doing something. I was building models, some dioramas, and creating something. It was always a passion. And later on, when I finally landed at the computer science, this was it. Because having a keyboard and you can create anything, and this was this thing.
Okay. So how old is your company now?
Right now we are 4 years old.
Mhm. And do you have a hesitation from time to time that you choose this career path, or you feel fully committed to the medtech industry and AI?
Doubts? I think. Without doubts, there is no answering questions why why we do something. So there are always some doubts, but when we have a mission that directs us, somehow doubts are gone. So our whole idea is to help patients, help medical specialists with the newest tech. And this is the ultimate goal, to help people with the technology, and this is the core of what we are doing.
So your mission is to help people,
With technology,
with
exactly,
technology.
because this is the thing that we know how to do it. So if we can do some good with the technology, then this is our path, I think. Yeah.
It's very interesting because we know one thing about technology. It can make life much easier. But we also know one thing about doctors.
Mhm.
They are very resistant towards technology. So
Exactly.
isn't it very hard to make this mission come true in this industry? While you have on the other side of the table medtech specialists, medical specialists who are very focused, very maybe not narrow-minded, but very strict about what they are learning, what they are doing, what they are studying, and all of this is around the medical things. So, is there a space for them to move into the tech and help you out?
Definitely. I know it's like cliche, but world is changing, and right now, 50 or 60-year-olds in the medical industry are definitely different than specialists in this age 10 or 20 years ago. Right now, 60 years old doctor is using all the time smartphone, checking drugs, checking new publications. So they're using the technology on daily basis, and it's just our job in the tech industry to show them you're using this. Okay, so we can change something, and your life is gonna be easier. You're gonna be more effective. So the whole idea is not to we can do a revolution in the medical technologies. It has to be evolution, step by step, because revolution generates some kind of objections and fear. So the main objection we are facing and talking with medical specialists, especially around the topic of AI, we are getting questions. So AI is going to replace me? No, no, it's not going to replace you. It's going to help you. It's going to boost up your performance. You will have ability to spend more time with patient instead of doing some tedious typing, boring notes, looking at the results, because this is where AI can help you. It can analyze the results. It can give you suggestions. So it can be doctor, not a typer.
That's very interesting, especially in Poland. We have a lot of typing, a lot of administrative work that every medical specialist has to do anyway.
Exactly.
So on one side, you can tell them, okay, it will be much easier because you will not have to do all this boring stuff. But on the other side, I understand that the AI is quite an abstract idea. These days, if someone says AI, we immediately think about ChatGPT, right? It's a
Exactly.
big commercial success in terms of advertisement, in terms of the news, everyone is talking about AI and means ChatGPT, right?
Exactly.
So it creates misconception, and above all, it's also a very abstract idea. So if you would be in a room full of medical specialists, doctors, nurses, everyone around healthcare, and you could explain them one thing about AI so they could understand what it would be.
That definitely depends on the kind of specialization, because in the medical field, just like in IT, everyone is specialized right now. So there's a different problems have radiologists, different problems have cardiologists, and totally different problems are facing psychiatrists. So there is no, in my opinion, there's no one ultimate answer for this question, because we need to start from the problems, from the needs, and we are explaining how we can help with technology touching their needs. So this is like the core, like in business. You're not selling services. First, you need to know what is the pain of the customer. So exactly the same way in medical industry.
But is it though? Because it seems that there are some industries and services you provide, and people know in general what they mean, what to expect, what to ask. So, for example, if I want to buy a car, in general I know what I need to look for, where I need to go. So it's explainable goods, right? We have explainable services like plumber. It's very easy to understand, right? But you say that the hardest portion of this topic of creating medtech is to actually start from the needs and then explain the technology and how it could help.
Exactly. Some time ago, I had a great conversation about ideation and creation of medical technologies, and one of the doctors said one very important thing, that medtech cannot be good if it's not created from the very beginning with a medical specialist and a tech specialist, because first we need to understand each other, and then we can touch real problems. Because if we as tech guys are gonna create some solutions that we think that medical specialists need, that's not gonna work.
Okay, yeah, sure. So it's a very interesting advertisement, because your company is actually connecting great specialists, great engineers with medical specialists. So you actually did this thing that is necessary to create good tech.
Exactly.
So tell me, what is the tech that you are most proud of?
I think the most challenging and technology that we are most proud of is Mentalio. This is the tool that we are working for 3 years already, and this is the solution dedicated for psychiatric patients, especially children and young adults. There's a huge gap and problem with psychiatric diagnosing. There's a lot of tools that support psychoeducation, then psychotherapy, but there's a huge gap in technology helping the diagnosing process. So we are starting in a few weeks a clinical trial of that solution on 1,500 patients. That's gonna last 1 year because we need to check what's going to happen later after the decisions that are made based on the tool. So this is the most challenging project I've been working in my whole life, and when it succeeds, not if, but when, the goal is to save young people's lives, because we are facing suicidal attempts, not accepting body, gender, huge problem right now, and there is a lot of problems with incorrect diagnosis and incorrect path of helping those young people. So we are helping on the level of schools, of psychological centers and psychiatric hospitals to properly choose the path of diagnosing and then therapy. And based on the clinical trial, after 1 year, we're gonna check the results, because it's not that easy to in the psychiatric world to say that this decision was good. Okay, after 1 day we are getting better. This is the huge process.
So very interesting. So we try to tackle the, let's say, pandemic of psychiatric problems that arise, especially in young people, and we see it everywhere. And this is one thing. But on the other hand, I remember many of my friends in the first school that were labeled like, they just misbehave, they
Exactly.
do that, and nobody at that time in 90s, nobody really looked at the cause of why they are doing certain things, and they had literally no percent of chance of being diagnosed with something that is actually real. I still hear people saying, ADHD is just, can be cured with some proper spanking, right?
Yeah.
And I think this approach can lead to really big problems in the end with psychology and psychiatric state of people. So Mentalio tries to help to properly diagnose
Exactly.
and then provide the treatment path.
Suggest.
Suggest
The core of Mentalio is a recommendation engine based on our AI, which suggests, but the medical specialists they have to make a decision, because first of all, law, and second one, experience. Sometimes results are one thing, but there is like hidden thought of medical specialists that they know that they need to choose something different. So the decision has to be led to the medical specialist to do the decision and then select the right therapy.
That's a very interesting topic, because you mentioned the intuition of the specialist, and we know that specialists sometimes they have intuition, so they know before they look at the data.
Exactly.
Can we in any way mimic it with the AI?
That's exactly what we are doing.
Okay.
The core of our AI is based on associative graphs. This is like a totally different approach to the well-known AI, because you are not basing on neural networks or some kind of other well-known classificators, but we created something based on graphs that mimics how we think. I can give you a quick example. Let's choose this microphone. What in your mind correlates to the microphone? What is your first thought related to the microphone?
The podcast, The Great Talk with Konrad.
Okay, next one.
The equipment, the process of creating the video.
Okay, process of creating the video. What do you think next when you first thought about this?
That
Intuition.
it's a hard job. It's a
Hard job.
very time-consuming
Okay.
thing to do.
Hard job, time consuming. Next, first correlation in your mind.
Paying for the outsourcing this part of the job to someone who's very fluent with that.
Perfect. What correlates to outsourcing to the paying?
I immediately think about marketing and the way we will push this content so the people can see our conversation.
Okay, we are facing the goal. Why do you want to see people the conversation? What is your the core?
Thank you. It's great to have great questions in your podcast when you're the host. So actually, my company Test Spring has a mission to share the knowledge about the quality, but above all to share the knowledge. And I just invite people who I think have something important to say. So that's the goal of doing all this exercise.
Perfect. In 6 correlations, we have jumped from the physical thing to something abstract, to the mission. This is how our mind works, because we are connecting all the experiences we have, all the memory, and we can just jump between some points in our memory to reach something that is not obvious on the first sight. And this is exactly how our graph works.
Okay.
We are just connecting multiple data, and we are just surfing on a graph to find the correlations, find similarities. And this is exactly that mimics our mind.
It's actually very important and very interesting, because some time ago we actually wrote article together about the AI in medtech, in technology, and the beginnings of AI. And very interesting fact about AI is that it started around 70s, where we got to first make pictures of a brain and understand how it really works. And the idea of the artificial intelligence is actually based on the way the brain works, at least some kind of techniques, right?
Exactly.
So what you're saying is that we are getting better and better in mimicking the thing that we call intuition.
Exactly. The first approaches to the AI, like the most well-known neural networks. This is based on let's say the physical part of our brain, how it really works, like in networking. Those are the first layers of ISO-OSI model. But right now we are reaching this abstract level of understanding the mechanisms that are not physical, and for me this is much more fascinating, because there's so much to discover, and I'm let's say excited to what's going to be discovered at next steps.
I really enjoy this conversation, because it seems to me that we are actually missing the point of how we approach the technology. It's very interesting that you compared the way we network with the way we actually create the internet network, with the cables and connections, right? And after so many years in technology, it seems to me that we actually create technology based on us. So we are not creating anything artificial. It's just human intelligence, but better. Can you say that? Is it something you would say, more or less accurate, or you would say, total bollocks?
I don't know, actually, because this is there's a lot of truth in this statement, because many technologies that we see is based on the observation of us of the nature. Come on, planes, the algorithms. There's a lot of algorithms that originated from observing our behavior, observing how our body works, of observing how animals behave. On my PhD studies, I had a great lectures with one professor who was fascinated with observing animals, finding patterns in their behavior, and then creation of algorithms based on that. And for example, ants. Ants are the best example of that, because they solve the real problem. Logistics. When we have a last mile delivery, the carrier has to ship packages to multiple places, and the main task is to make it optimal, not to waste too much time, fuel, not to make it too long distance. And ants have solved that issue because when they are finding food, when they found it, they need to return back to the nest. And based on their pheromones and communicating with each other, they are the best animals to find the most optimal path coming back to the nest. So they are gathering food from multiple places and then coming back to the nest. And this is how the ant algorithm appeared. And right now it is used in the logistics industry. So there's a lot of examples like that. But nature gives us a huge amount of inspiration.
So maybe we are just such walking algorithms that are created to solve problems, and maybe we just have the illusion of being aware of what we're doing, but maybe we just, repeat the programming.
I think there's a lot of truth in it, because when you said it, I was instantly thinking about our hormones, auto-regulation system, how brain controls it, and when we then go to the software world, there's a lot of similarities in the architectures, in the microservices orchestration. So there had to be inspiration from our body. So yeah, I think we are just walking best algorithms in the world.
I like to think that there is something more that we still cannot discover, because it seems that there is always something new you can think about, and it seems that the world just unveils itself as you get to know it better. So it's always something more to learn. But then it's very interesting because we are so close to very abstract technologies that are much better at doing many things that we used to do for even weeks, even months, even years. And now we can have it at the fingertips and have it instantly. So I can create, for example, the complete treatment proposal without getting through studies, getting through school, without finishing the degree. I have the technology that can help me to do something that used to take the whole life for someone, right? Isn't it dangerous for us?
I think there are two layers of it, because we now have express access to the knowledge, but when we don't have experience, that knowledge cannot become some kind of wisdom, which we can base on. Today I've been talking about few layers of getting wisdom. Well, first we have a data, then we understand the data so we can have information. When we get some more context to the information, then we have knowledge, and adding some experiences, we can have wisdom. So right now, we have passed those two steps, so we can have express access to the knowledge. But if we do not have some experience, we can misuse the knowledge. So this is dangerous, especially if we give the knowledge to people who do not know how to use it. So yes, this is dangerous in my opinion. Especially in the healthcare industry. We had many conversations. I will come back to the Mentalio, because when we give all the results to the psychiatrists, they need all the data, they need all the information and all the knowledge we gather to see the full picture of a patient, to make a proper decision. But our mission also is to help parents to do a quick screening of their children. But as a parent myself, I wouldn't want to know everything, because I do not have a medical knowledge. And if I would see everything about my child, I would be terrified. So we need to limit this knowledge to information about go to the specialist or go to the hospital immediately. Some simple action points, but without giving the whole knowledge,
Okay.
because that would be dangerous. And we had many conversations with doctors, with parents also, and everyone agreed on that. And this is fascinating because when we are talking about their children with parents, yes, I want to know everything. But then when we've been talking about what kind of information there might be appear, it was like, wow, that might be frightening. So I think I better get information about. I need to go to the specialist and then talk to the people who have wisdom, providing them some kind of knowledge. But I don't want to know everything. Because come on, what is the main problem in talking with the young generation in medical appointments? Dr. Google, because I have cough, I'm sneezing, so I probably exactly.
So self-diagnosis is the problem you have to avoid while creating these kind of solutions.
Exactly.
So we want to give simple advice instead of data, because data can be misleading.
Exactly. You cannot you cannot properly interpret the data without having all the context. So yes, that might be dangerous. So and we are not the only ones who are facing this issue, because there are some reasons that some kind of diagnosing tools and technologies are allowed to be used only by doctors. For example, you cannot do MRI on your own just because you want it. You need to be directed by a medical specialist if there is a need.
So how can we save that human connection, especially in medtech industry? Because what we know from the data, from studies done, people are very reluctant towards any out-appointment services, any technology facing them before the doctor, before the people, the human stuff. So is there anything that we can do to actually preserve the connection that we have, that we need?
I think that there are two aspects of it, because connection, human to human, is one thing, but when we are talking with hospitals, there's a lot of tedious things that people, especially in administration, have to do and waste time for it. That prevents them from the connection. I think the best example, there was a huge conference in Katowice, Health Challenges Congress, some time ago, and one of the main things that have been mentioned by hospital administrations is that they are wasting time for confirmed visits that patients just do not come. They are wasting a lot of time just to call the patient. Are you gonna come? You know that you have a visit tomorrow.
Okay.
So these are parts that can be, let's say, easily automated with the AI. So people can just focus on people instead of confirming, checking, typing something. I think we are not fully ready to put AI everywhere.
There are some proper steps you need to take, and it's very tempting to use AI because it seems like a very big shortcut. But in terms of the no-show in the hospitals, in the clinics, you mentioned it's a big problem for the clinics, because there are patients that have booked some treatments, some visits, but they don't show and they don't let the hospital know. So this place just is lost.
Yeah.
And we could think about technology, but why would we? Shouldn't we just say, yeah, if you don't show up, just pay 50 euros? Shouldn't it work like?
I'm hoping that at one day some government will be brave enough to introduce that. Even €1 would be enough, because it would be a pain. But great that you mentioned it, because there are a lot of things that can be fixed by looking at the process and just fixing the process instead of introducing huge technology. Because come on, when we have the totally bad road and we are buying a Ferrari, come on.
Yeah, it
What's the
might
point?
not make sense, right?
Exactly.
Mm.
You cannot drive it with a full speed. So we need to fix the road first. First, notice it. Look at the process. Look at what's happening in the organization. Talk to people. Hear the pain points. And I think this should be a starting point to introduce anything. When we are talking with managers about introducing AI, there's always some vision, some expectations, but then let's say hold your horses.
Yeah.
Let's talk to the people
Mm.
who are in the process.
Okay, so it seems that it's always the human factor that causes problems in the end, because the technology is just the outcome of our work and we just use it to optimize our interactions. So whenever we do any shortcut or we don't want to do the job properly, we will have the problems, the issues, the implementations that don't make sense, the dangerous situations where we get data that is based on untrue processes, untrue data, untrue.
Worst case.
Yeah. But we need to understand that. But in order to understand that, it seems that we need to understand ourselves. And I wanted to ask you a couple of questions to check how well you understand yourself. You ready for that?
That will have to be cut, I think.
Let's see. It's very
Yeah.
easy. So I would like you to tell me what are the 3 things about yourself that help you in doing what you're doing right now.
Okay, you mentioned ADHD some time ago. I've always been kind of, always on the move, always, generating some ideas. That was a huge problem during the education because, you know how school looks like.
Yes, sit.
Exactly. And right now, this is, I think, that something that was terrible in that time right now helps me the most because that helps building relationships, helps networking, helps in generation of ideas, and helps in switching between tasks. So. So the things that were very problematic in the young age, right now, it is the thing that helps me the most in the company. You have multiple topics in the company. One project, second project, some financial tasks, government issues. So you need to, switch.
Yes.
So you have 30 contexts in your whole day. So that is the thing that helps me, that I can quickly switch between contexts without, let's say, lag to go deeply into the topic. But when you have to do a deep work, that's different thing. But with managing, that helps a lot. And it took me some time to understand that it's not a bug, it's a feature.
So that's one thing. You're a multitasker. You're a thinker, quick thinker, solution-oriented mind. What are the 2 other things that help you?
Idea generation. I think. This is also. I think that.
So you're a dreamer.
Yes, and I'm glad that my dad and brother are, again, sticking me to the ground because that is a plus, but also a minus. You can generate many ideas, but then you have to make it realistic. So generating ideas is always fun, but the execution is the key. Okay. So this helps when solving problems, definitely, because we can talk with the team, shoot with many ideas. That helps. But then I had to learn that execution is the most important part, and being realistic, definitely.
So what is the 3rd thing that helps you in making your business?
I don't know if it's maybe some kind of easiness to talk to people.
Okay.
This one.
So you genuinely like spending time with people, getting to know them, talking to them.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So now there is the other side of the question. What are the 3 challenges you see in yourself that stop you from making the progress you would like to make?
I think I need to repeat the first things from previous question because actually it is like that because being always on the move kind of makes difficult to really focus on one thing because when there's a lot of things happening, it always ends up in staying up late at night just to do the job. But I think this positive is also kind of negative because always switching and other things.
So the creative thinking is also like sometimes you're too far ahead.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes yes, but then I'm very grateful for for my team because that is the best one, to stick to the ground.
Especially when it's family, because we all know that family shatters your dreams. That's the rule. They drag you down. They stop you from making any progress.
Exactly. Cheers.
So it's perfect. But you're grateful for that,
Definitely.
and I think
Definitely.
it's perfect setup. You
Yeah.
couldn't just imagine it's better at this point. I think it's an ideal solution. So, what is the third thing that stops you from doing the progress you would like to do?
I think impatience.
Impatience.
This is kind of thing that I think my generation has. That
your generation is.
I'm a classic millennial.
Okay, you're a millennial.
Come on, instant reward, have everything right now, and no, the boomers generations, the silver ones, they had to learn patience. They knew that that you need to wait for the results, and we are living in a world that I want to watch movie, just turn on Netflix. I want to buy something, InPost Amazon provides me the next day. So I make a decision and instant reward. And
I want to see the result instantly.
Instantly. And
but isn't it a good thing though? Because it pushes. I think that this giant leap forward in terms of technology, in terms of easiness of using it, is actually all focused on giving us instant results. All these no-code, low-code platforms where you can create your project in 3 weeks instead of 3 months, 7 months. Isn't it a good thing that we're impatient? Isn't it pushing us forward?
Maybe, but sometimes it is frustrating.
Okay.
Especially in let's say in our piece of the cake in the healthcare industry. There are no shortcuts. There's no easy way. So there's a huge amount of time that we need to spend for making products safe, for assuring good quality of products.
Yeah, of course. Quality is important.
Exactly. That's your topic, and it takes time.
Yeah.
So on one side, yes, it pushes you, but on the other hand, it's sometimes frustrating.
Thank you very much for joining us with our quality time. It was a pleasure to talk to you. I hope you also learned a lot. I learned a lot, certainly. Thanks very much.
Thank you, and thank you.